There are so many reasons why gaining confidence as a woman can be quite the difficult task. But once we have it, our journey becomes that much more powerful and personal. You guys are so big on confidence. So the question I'm going to ask you first, and I guess maybe that will be to yourself, Tiwa, is what is confidence? What does your journey to being very confident mean, and why is a woman feeling confident so important?
Yeah, so I think confidence is actually a practice. First things first, you don't wake up one day and you're like, yes, I'm flawless and like life is good. No, that is not how it is at all. Confidence is a practice. It's something you have to be intentional about. And to me, it really means loving and believing in yourself and being unapologetic in who you are and how you show up in the world. It's about having this in-depth belief that you have something to offer the world and that you can bet on yourself any day, anytime. And another thing is, like, just because your confidence might have been broken or knocked in the past, maybe in a bad job or a toxic partner, that sort of thing, if it can be knocked, it can also be rebuilt. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I'm not a confident person at all, somebody said this to me or somebody said that to me, I want you to know that there is still hope and you can be confident again when you take practical steps and be intentional about it.
I like what you've said. I'm just going to quickly pass on to you, Joy. I like how you said, Tiwa, you can, even when your confidence has been knocked out, blown out, you can still rebuild it. Joy, I'm hoping you have a very different view to Tiwalola in terms of what confidence means in your journey to, obviously, as a stylist and someone who's empowering women and making sure women are very confident.
I think confidence is very, very important in everybody on earth, because we're individuals, because we're made by God, and because it's your right to be confident in who you are. So with my business, Potential, it's about empowering women to help them feel confident inside out. So it's always about what you think, what you believe, and how you behave. At Potential You, what I teach clients is about loving themselves as they are. So don't compare yourselves to anybody. We live in a very visual world. People are all sorts of different shapes and sizes. But what I try to do, and my team try to do, is to empower women to actually love the body that they're in, understanding your shape, dressing accordingly, knowing what colors works for you, dressing in a way that works for your body.
Awesome. That's amazing. Personally, I have come across people prior to meeting them. They came across as, or they appear, so to speak, overly confident. And I guess this is what social media makes you to believe. They appeared so confident in themselves, dressed well for the gram, are ready every now and again. However, on getting to know them or meet them, they are the most complex, not confidence people. Now, what is going on in the world? Why are we still having this so disjointed personalities? And I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm talking about grown women.
All I can say is I think it's sad, but I think it's incumbent on us to be as authentic as possible, not just for ourselves, but also for those that are younger than us and that are looking to us. But there's a lot of fakeness out there. Trust me, there's loads. Just be yourself, because we connect through our vulnerabilities and we connect through our authenticity as people. People want to see you. They want to see you in all your glory.
I think authenticity is very, very key. And I think the issue, a lot of people have a mental battle going on in their mind where, their thoughts are super, super negative and they want to try their best to, show up confidently and get through life. So sometimes it's actually like, it's just your mental battle, because I can understand it. When my mind was a mess, I still showed up confidently. I still did what I needed to do to survive. But I think one part is, okay, you might be having a bit of a mental battle and people are dealing with that. And the way they deal with it is just by being even louder in public. But then you also have the people who are just striving for perfectionism and aren't actually being their authentic self. But I think so on my Instagram, I have a highlight called My Struggles Highlight, because I never want anyone to come on my Instagram page and be like, oh, she's so perfect. She's so confident. Time. Like, no, the struggles are there. And if you want to go look at them, you can. And I think that's part of like owning my whole story, which is that some days I'm confident, some days I'm not. And I think there's beauty in the strengths and the struggles, and both deserve to be celebrated and to be talked about.
And this brings me to a letter that I received recently on the show, actually, because we do have a Dear Joe series. And it reads as though, Dear Joe, I find it difficult to use words like I am a successful woman, even though I am, well, at least based on the things I have been able to achieve in my 30s. It sounds like I'm bragging when I have to use these words. I have accomplished a lot, yet I don't know how to sell myself. Most times when I hear people talk about me or refer to the works I do, I am astonished at what and how they market me. I don't know if this is an issue with my upbringing, but I need to break out of this. It's a big problem for me. Jackie from Nottingham.
I have a lot to say on that.
Go for it, Tiwalola.
So I think a lot of people mix hiding their gifts as being humble, because a lot of people are brought up, oh, you're meant to be humble, especially if you're Christian, you know, oh, you should be humble. Don't talk too much about your accomplishments. Don't let your left hand know your right hand, all of those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, when you own your success and you own your accomplishments, that's not bragging, because it's actually based on facts. And then you also have to think about what is the reason, what is your intention behind sharing that, you know? And also when you own who you are and you talk about, you know, some of the great things you've done, it actually attracts more opportunities to you. All the opportunities I've gotten this year, I haven't sent any outreach emails. All of the amazing, incredible companies that I've worked with this year have been referrals, right? Because I put myself out there as a confidence coach, as somebody who's doing incredible work in the space to help women. And when people are thinking of opportunities and they're like, oh, I need somebody to give a talk here. Oh, Tiwa, I'm top of mind, because I actively talk about the good work I'm doing and how I'm raising other women up. It's not just, oh, me, everyone look at me, I'm the best at what I do, everyone else is terrible. Confidence and arrogance are not the same thing.
Yeah.
When you're a confident person, you realize that there is enough room for everyone to thrive. So you don't talk about yourself to make other people feel guilty. You talk about yourself to empower other people to also step into their greatness. So there's no joy in being the world's best kept secret. If you know you're good at what you're doing, own it and take up that space, and it will literally take you to the next level.
I love it. Own it and take up that space. We need a lot more women, Black women, owning it and taking up the space. If you have found any of our interviews or our videos interesting and engaging, click the subscribe button and also turn on your notification just to make sure you never miss a thing.